Stevie Wonder, welcome once again to United Nations headquarters in New York. Last time you were here, it was for your concert for peace at the General Assembly. What was it like to perform on a stage usually reserved for world leaders rather than musicians?
It was a wonderful experience because it allowed for me to use the gift that I've been given, song, lyric and melody, to express the feelings of not just myself, but many people of the world that want the various leaders to hear the message of unity, of peace, and how we can get to that place. And I'm sure that in saying that, I speak as well for the other artists that participated in this event.
While you were performing, you called for the world's support to help empower people with disabilities. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges facing those who have disabilities in 2013?
I think being able to have accessibility to the different things that would make them more independent, having canes, having accessibility to having the technology that's out there, to have countries to subsidize the technology so that they can have more information and have it more readily available to them by having this technology. As well, I think that we have people that just don't understand that just because a person has a disability doesn't mean that they cannot survive and do just about everything that a person with all their abilities can do. It's just a matter of giving them the technology and becoming more familiar with the information. And there's so much that's more accessible now that's available to them that should be available by countries, making sure that all of the various people have what they need to survive and be more independent.
And what do you think are some of the most important changes that people with disabilities are looking for?
They're looking for people to have a greater desire to seeing them being more independent, allowing them to do the things that they can do.
Perhaps one of the most moving moments of the concert was when you were joined on stage by Emmanuelle, a young boy who is also blind, and he says that you are his inspiration. Did you have any words of advice or wisdom for him on coping with his disability?
Well, I think I said to him that he has to make that what is considered a disability a greater ability by being able to do all the things that he can do, and not look at it as if it's something that's holding him back, but push on and press on with getting more people to make information more readily available to him. And if he has a gift of song, then do it all the way, or whatever his gift is.
What does it feel like when someone like Emmanuelle says, "You are my inspiration"?
I feel honored when I hear that. But even more than honored, I feel, again, an even greater purpose to continue what I have done for the amount of time that I've done it, to do it to the best of my ability for the rest of my life.
At your GA concert, you mentioned that you plan to write a song about the UN and all its work for persons with disabilities. What can we expect to hear in the lyrics?
Well, I'm still working on the lyric, but you can definitely expect to hear that we are all on the same page. We all want to make sure that this world becomes more united with making things that are very simple to be done, like having any information, any books, anything that is available for sighted people to be available for those that are blind or those with disabilities. And now with the digital age, it's so very possible.
You've been a UN Messenger of Peace since 2009. What does that mean to you?
I feel very honored to have this role, and I definitely want to continue as I travel in the world, encouraging various leaders, various corporations, businesses, people that I come in contact with, companies that make a lot of the technology that's now available, to work with countries so that the people of those countries can also have access to that technology.
Since you started working with the UN, have there been any particularly rewarding moments that you can share?
Well, obviously, the night that we performed was a wonderful night. It's an unforgettable night, and I was so very happy that everyone came and that they too not only had a good time, but left with the message of let's pull this together. Let's bring people together. Let's bring people together with disabilities and show that the world really wants to move forward and make the world more accessible.
And why do you think your music has such a strong reception in so many countries around the world?
I hope that it's because they can feel the love in my music. My love for them, my love for life, and my optimism.
You've travelled the world not just sharing your music though, but raising awareness on various issues such as AIDS, hunger, and obviously rights for people with disabilities. Do you have any advice as to how all of us can in some way strive to be messengers of peace in our own lives?
By spreading the message of peace in how you live your life, how you reach out to help those less fortunate that you come in contact with, that you take advantage of doing whatever you can in your community, in your city, etc.
In the world, we talk about world peace a lot. And in light of the terrible things we watch on the news each day, sometimes it can feel like an idea rather than a potential reality. Are you hopeful about the possibility of achieving world peace?
Without question, I believe we'll have world peace. I wrote a song called 10 Billion Hearts, and we now have about 7 billion people on the planet, but by the end of the century, we'll have about 10 billion people. And in my song, we talk about those 10 billion hearts coming together and agreeing on one very important thing, and that is that we agree that we want and we support the preservation and the perpetuation of life and the good for all human beings all over the world.
And when I say the word peace, what immediately comes to your mind?
Peace is a place where when you're in that place, you're committed to doing everything that you can to bring a place of unity for everyone, that everyone is on one accord, that we all feel that we want that most important thing, peace. And anything that is against peace is not in the place that we want to be as human beings. That's the place of peace. Peace means to me that we can have a world where once we come together, united, all the various diseases that we thought were incurable, they are cured. Those who are blind will see, and those who are deaf will hear, and those who are paraplegic or quadriplegic or with whatever disability they have or whatever condition they're dealing with will cease, because our desire will be in having a place of peace, and that will cure the hearts of those.
Stevie Wonder, thank you very much.
Thank you.